Vinny was working late that night, scouring camera feeds, reportings, and anything that would relate to Dozer. Vinny returned to the bar and implied he had seen a remnant of the recently missing Dozer. He had a thread he wished to follow. As described briefly by Vinny through his connections, Dozer had been knee-deep in Tumblecarve territory. That very moment, Dozer came back from his long-term mission. To be honest, for a while, we thought he was a goner. As he walked through the front door, he looked a little different than usual. Before we were able to assess his situation and well-being, he lashed out, believing he was still in the front line of combat. We borderline had to gang up on the man. Correction, we did have to gang up on him. It took the combined might of Wrecker, Tank, and myself to restrain the Goliath. Despite my words towards Lucy, she approached her raging friend and miraculously calmed him down. However, she did that still is a mystery to me. Dozer was then taken down to Meow's lab for some evaluation of his mental status. At some point later in the night, 2 glass people came in, weirdly unrecognizable by the family. I assumed the worst and relocated them to the roof for a status update. They quickly revealed that the suspicions were legitimate, as they were confronted about their intentions. A new faction was out for one of ours, and we were too late. I was furious and wouldn't allow this event to transpire. So, yeah, they're dead now. The night continued as usual. With little happening, the bar was silent. Too quiet, in fact. As I started to finally accept the dreariness, a loud crash was heard from the roof as a rush of footsteps ascended the steps. I gathered Vinny and Wrecker to act as a wedge. Despite our injuries, something had to be done. As we reached the top of the steps, we rounded the corner to see a 20-foot tall mech that we were no match for. As we took care of some of the ground units, we saw Dempsey be taken, but it seemed like he didn't put up much of a fight. The mech evacuated and we were left dumbfounded by the events that had unfolded before our very eyes. Well, if we had them.